All right. Hi, guys. I know this is crazy. All right. So, today we have a special announcement that Michael has joined our weight loss journey, and his goal is to lose about 50 pounds. He said if he gets below, his goal weight, that's okay. He wants to see if he can get to his goal weight first and kind of go from there. As far as him starting off right now, he is having a little bit of difficulty figuring out how to order food that is low carb, and I'd say about like a dirty, lazy keto kind of friendly thing. What he's doing is not exactly keto, it is like borderline keto. He's doing the low carb, moderate fat diet on the Carb Manager app. I don't know. I'm literally just now drinking my coffee. I got measurements for him, his starting off measurements and weight and everything. I did not do measurements this weekend. Sorry. But I did weigh in this morning at 234.2. So I am literally 2 pounds away from a 40-pound loss. I am so excited. I can't wait to get there. I will get there hopefully next week, 2 weeks. I will get there. I only had a 1-pound loss this week. That's okay. It happens. So I want to read to you Michael's weigh-in stuff. And since I didn't do a measurements or comparison photos or anything this week for myself, I'm going to just kind of stand up or whatever, I guess, for you. I'm pulling my shirt tight. I am not wearing a bra right now, so my chest is kind of hanging low here. So my belly is getting kind of flat. It's getting flat there. My butt's going to be big because, that's just how I am. But big cheeks, big butt, big cheeks. So Michael's weigh-in to start as 250.0. He's been higher than that. As you probably saw in an old video of mine where I was like, I'm officially lower weight than Michael is by a few pounds or whatever. We both stepped on the scale. He was around like 254 or something at that time, and that was like a month or two ago. So I have him. What I do is I keep track in a little journal. It's basically like a coloring or a drawing journal. You can't even see that. It's like white. And I keep track of the weeks, the weight loss count, what the weight is that week, and the total of weight loss. So mine is week 15, 1 pound loss, weight 234.2, and total weight loss of 38 pounds. Michael has lost 4 pounds so far. And then I flip towards the middle. I've got my measurements. Skip a few pages down. I've got Michael's. Okay, so his upper arm measured at, you got to remember Michael's a lot more muscular than me too. He's very stocky built. So he's probably going to have bigger measurements at the end of all of this anyway. His arm is 14 inches, 14.75. His chest is 46. His waist, which is right under your chest, right where your belly curves in, is 40.5. His belly at the belly button is 47. His hips are 46. His thigh is 26, and his calf is 17.75. And he was measured on March 15th. So the way his weeks are going to go are going to be different than mine. Mine are Wednesday to Tuesday, and my weigh-in is on Tuesday mornings, and I post my video on Wednesdays. I'm still going to post his video on Wednesdays for weigh-in Wednesdays. Along with mine, I'm considering a separate video for him. That way he can look back and go, okay, well, these are my videos specifically. This is what I ate that week, you know, kind of to be able to track his own stuff. He considered uploading videos on his own channel, but he really doesn't. He has like no subscribers, and he really doesn't go on his channel and monitor any of that. He just goes on it to go on my channel. So that's up to him later on if he wants to start doing that. I don't mind editing his videos for him. He doesn't have the time to really do that. So his weeks are going to go, this is week 1, and his weeks are going to go March 15th to the 22nd. So it's going to be Sunday to Saturday. And then I'll collect all his information. His weigh-in's going to be on Saturdays. His measurements are going to do Sundays to start off the weeks. And he's going to, since he travels for work, he has a work van. He has to go to different places all over Virginia to install, you know, cable and satellite and stuff like that for people. He's going to have to eat out a lot more, and he has promised me that since he has to do that, he has to be held accountable. And I told him the best way to be held accountable is the thought in the back of his head, if I order this, I have to send a picture to her, you know, via Messenger or whatever. I have to send it, and she has to see what I'm eating. And if I get scolded for what I'm eating, then I know I'm not on my diet or whatever. So he has that kind of accountability with me. And he's been doing good for the past 2 days. He's been sending me, you know, pictures of his lunch. He was with me on Sunday, so we ate pretty much the same thing. We went out to Whole Foods store and bought a bunch of groceries. I think it was a waste of money, honestly, because, I mean, I really do. I think Whole Foods stores are a waste of money. So I could have spent that money at a regular grocery store and gotten a lot more stuff. But we wanted to check it out, so it's whatever. But we got a couple things, and we ate really well on Sunday, and he basically followed my plan as much as possible. And the only thing was when he woke up in the morning, before he decided to tell me that he was considering starting, you know, the diet and everything, he got on the scale after breakfast. And he had already had like cereal and whole milk with it and everything like that, and I'm just like, that's not diet friendly, Michael. He was like, I know, I was hungry. I was like, well, you know, make some eggs next time, or, you know, tell me to make something kind of thing or whatever. I'll figure it out if I have to. I'm in charge of the household food. But, you know, when he's out for work and stuff like that, you know, he's not with me, so he has to learn how to make those decisions. So I told him he needs to be held accountable. Now, when he's at home, either I can take a picture of the food since we eat the same thing now, or he's going to take his individual pictures because, like you saw in the video, last night, actually, we had squash on our plate, and I didn't eat my squash. I took like one bite. I didn't like the texture of it. It smelled good. It had good seasoning and everything because I put pumpkin pie spice on it. But I just didn't like the mushy texture. I mean, it was like slime to me. So I didn't eat my squash, so I didn't have those carbs. He had the carbs. It was like 8 grams of carbs for that amount of squash. So I didn't go over my carb limit, but I mean, he stayed on track. With low carb versus keto, I don't know if anybody understands the difference. I started off my journey as low carb. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but at the beginning, I was sticking to around 50 grams of net carbs as much as possible. 50 to 100 is considered low carb diet, not keto, low carb. And I tried to keep my fats up and my proteins roughly around like 50 to 70 grams. Now I have progressed onto keto, and my macros are a little bit different. I downloaded the Carb Manager. I started changing things up a little bit. So I am on, let me go. I am on the keto plan. I haven't put in my food for today. I just started coffee. So I have, my macros are 22 grams of net carbs allowance. So that's drastic from the 50 that I was staying at. Also on my carb cycling days, I try to hit around 100 grams of net carbs, which is still considered low carb, but to me, it's carb loading because my body naturally doesn't have that at 22 net carbs every day for 2 weeks. My fats are 118 grams, and my proteins are 154 grams, and my net calories is at 1,764. I never hit my net calories, honestly. I don't think I've ever hit my net calories. I roughly get to about 1,000, and then I'm full for the day at most. At the least, I mean, you guys have seen it. I probably maxed out at like 500, 600 on a day, and I'm still not hungry. I mean, it all depends on how my body is that day, and specifically what I eat, how much protein and stuff is in it. So I've been doing really good on my macros. Michael's macros, let me pull that picture up again, because he has his own folder in my phone now. Where'd it go? Oh my goodness, where is it? Michael's macros are 117 grams of net carbs to max out at. Because he is male and I'm female, he could probably handle more net carbs than me. He's still losing weight over the past 2 days, sticking to, I told him to probably stick around 50 to 100 net carbs, and he's been doing that. So yesterday he had 67 net carbs out of 117, and he dropped another pound or so. He has 104 grams of fat allowance and 200, looks like 234 grams of protein allowance, and his net calories is up at 2,344. Yesterday, he barely had 1,000 calories, which, I mean, he needs to eat a little bit more. I don't want him drastically dropping weight or anything so that it doesn't directly affect, the whoosh effect that he's going to get. He's going to drop the first 2 weeks so drastically, because the first 2 weeks I dropped 8 pounds the first week, and the second week was like 4.5 pounds. And then it just kind of plateaued a little bit, and then you get to the 1 to 2 pounds a week kind of fluctuation going on. So I'm trying to prep him for all of that. I'm trying to explain how all of that works. I don't want him completely calorie deprived or anything like that. I have him at a 20% deficit for his macros. So hopefully he stays on track with that. We're going to have slightly different stuff going on because male and female bodies, different body types, they're going to lose weight in different ways. But as long as he sticks to a low carb, moderate fat sort of diet for a couple weeks, and then maybe slide over to keto or see if he wants to stick to that. I mean, that's up to him. But when he's here at the house, he's going to eat what I'm going to eat, basically. And there's a lot of stuff as far as texture-wise that he's probably not going to like. There aren't too many alternatives. So he really has to train himself to start off with, and figure out meal plans and stuff. I need to go get him stuff to prep food. I know he can't take stuff with him to work. That's just that's not going to work. Nothing's going to sit in a van. I do want to get him, like pork rinds as a snack to sit in the van. I want to get him, the Planters nut mix that I get, the wholesome nut mix, because those are good. Those like 100 calories, and it's got a lot of fats and proteins. It's a good fat bomb. He can't do any of like the Slim Fast Keto fat bomb or breakfast bars or anything like that unless he eats it right away, because that's going to melt in the van once, the heat starts kicking in. So we're just trying to figure it out as we go. On Wednesday, this week, tomorrow, when this video posts today, I guess, the boys are going to be dropped off for 7 days to stay at their grandma's, to hang out with their cousins and stuff like that. So Thursday when Michael is off work and Sunday when Michael is off work, we're going to go walking. I really wanted to try to walk that boardwalk again over by the river and see if I can make it without huffing and puffing, because my goal was, I think it was like this third week video that I posted. I don't remember. We walked the boardwalk, and I wanted to set the goal of roughly around March or so to be able to walk the whole thing without being like drenched in sweat and huffing and puffing. And I've been building up my stamina. I haven't been able to walk because of my back issues going on, but I've been building up my stamina as much as possible, just getting up and wandering around kind of thing. So I'm hopeful I can do it. I want to record it, and everything like that. I want to get Michael on camera, and I want him to just kind of talk about what he wants to do for his weight loss stuff and everything like that. I know he wants to join a gym. We can't really afford that right now. But, if he just goes for a walk every now and then, or maybe if we can get some free weights or some stretch bands or something for him, he can start off with like mild impact kind of stuff. He could start off with some sit-ups and stuff. And again, boys and girls, we lose weight differently. He might drop weight faster than me, or hit his goal first. That's okay with me. I'm perfectly fine with that. I am on my own weight loss journey. I will go at my own pace. I'm still losing weight every week. I have not gotten to a point where I'm frustrated with anything or anything like that. I lost 1 pound this week. I'm happy about that. I have no complaints whatsoever. I'm 2 pounds closer to a 40-pound loss. I am 12 pounds away from my next goal. I am super excited about that. I'm doing the best I can, and you can see the results. Yeah, I used to be like huge. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I know this video is going to be a little bit longer than my other weight loss videos because of this announcement. But I thought I would share with you guys that on Weight Loss Wednesday, with Weigh-In Wednesday, you're going to probably end up with 2 videos from now on, one for me and one for Michael. I wanted to kind of just let you have a bit of a heads up on that, and you're just probably like, oh my gosh, why is there 2 Weigh-In Wednesdays? I'm going to try to change his photo too, like his thumbnail and a couple of the photos. I know I have my accountability photo with all the food all over it. I can get him a different one. I found a new scale photo to put the weight stuff up. I'll probably get him a different one. I like the little doctor measuring the belly of the guy for him. I think that was a good one. As far as comparison photos for him, I need to take new ones, even though he's dropped 4 pounds. I need to take new starter photos for him because he took shirtless photos, and he's not one of those guys that's like, I'm just going to show a shirtless photo publicly for everybody. That's going to be for his personal, so he can see his own weight loss. He wants one with a shirt on, something maybe tight fit like this is. He's going to have to pull it tight for me to get a good picture. He's not comfortable with showing that right now. Maybe later on he'll grow to be more comfortable as he loses weight and he realizes, he's physically changing, and he's more acceptable of what he looks like at that time, and he probably wants to show that off. Where he came from, that's entirely up to him too. That's his weight loss journey. I am not embarrassed to be in a bra and some shorts and just be like, there's my big old belly and my stretch marks and my cottage cheese thighs, and you're just gonna have to get over it. Y'all saw me in a bathing suit last week, so I don't care. That's my weight loss journey. I'm not afraid of showing off the fact that I've had 2 kids and I gained way too much weight, and that's all my fault. I will get to the point where I will be back to what I was, as you saw in that beginning picture, for my vision board. I will get to that point where I am skinny again and my face isn't so puffy, and I don't have this chin thing, neck thing going on where I mean, it's not too terrible, is it? Can you see it? It's not terrible. I'm getting there. I have so much light. Alright, so well, I'm gonna go make myself some lunch now that it is 11:30 and edit this video and post it up for you guys. Stay tuned for next week. I will try to also update, excuse me, my Instagram, my Facebook, and my Twitter on Wednesdays with the weight loss stuff that's going on. I have, you know, my specific little pictures I post on Instagram that are different than what I put in the video. Just to kind of mix it up a little bit. I have my own little things. I'm going to start making one for Michael as well. His own weight loss journey photos to put on Instagram and stuff like that. And I think he's going to enjoy me figuring out how to edit his own stuff, and he's gonna like the picture collages and stuff that I come up with, I hope. So I'll keep you guys up to date. Thank you so much for continuing to support our channel. I really, really appreciate it, and Michael appreciates it, and I hope you can show some support for him as well, and encouragement. He's starting the journey, so he has a lot of learning to go through. I had a lot of learning to go through my first month. I made mistakes. I have to keep in mind that we're on two completely different journeys, because there are some times where I'm like, you can't have that, but on his meal plan, he probably can. He can probably handle it. But, you know, I'm trying. I'm learning. So now I have to learn how to do two journeys at the same time. It's a little bit of a challenge. So wish me luck on that, and wish him luck on that. And we will keep you guys updated, and we will see you in another video at another time. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Bye.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.